Right, guys, here we go. Let's carry on with the review. So, let's look into the tech tree. The Hotchkiss H35, light Tier 2 French tank. Let's look in the garage. You're probably wondering why this has got a German camo and German markings. This, in fact, is the Panzer 38H735, which is one of the first tanks that the border tanks created before the French line. So this was taken out of circulation when they introduced the French line. So yeah, I'm just showing, and then I'll do a comparison between this and the new H35, which is this one. They look almost identical. They're basically the same tank, apart from the Hotchkiss H35 has got this sloped rear area which goes down to the wheel there. The 38H is flat. So let's have a look at these, and it's got extra armour at the back. So let's have a look in a Tank Inspector and look at these two more closely. Right, Hotchkiss H35. And the 38H basically look the same. Let's look at the armour profile. Similar armour, 40mm. This area is 30, 25. These two places are a weak spot on the tank, as well as the driver's hatch here. So that's where you'd want to be shooting this tank if you come up against it. This area is 35, so this is another slightly weaker area. Coming around the tank, you notice it's very flat at the back. And then it's got the side, the tracks giving spaced armour effect, and this area at the back giving even more armour, taking it up to about 60mm. And this area which could be hit by arty, which is only 12mm, right the way across the top. But you can't shoot it easily from the sides and the rear, because it's all covered. Let's look at the H35. Very similar arm at the front, but these weak spots have actually been covered up, so these 2 points aren't weak spots anymore. The hatch here is still a weak spot, and actually around the gun is a weaker spot as well. So as long as you can miss the gun mantle in that area, you may get a shot through, but at the side you've got this weaker area. So rather than trying to shoot through there, go for this slot here or the slot at the side, and then you come to the rear area where on the 38 it's actually flat, but from here it's 12mm and it's sloped, so it's got the equivalent of only about 20mm, whereas the rest of it you're looking 40 plus. So this is a weak spot that the H38 doesn't have. So that's very interesting to know. So those are the only real vulnerable areas of the tank, because the rest of it is 40mm of armour, which is very, very bouncy. So let's look at the stats. Let's compare the two. Right, the H35, it's got a lower pen with standard ammo, so it's seven worse. So it's 34mm instead of 41. So the 38's got the advantage. But if you switch to premium, it's actually got an advantage of 26 on the premium of the 38. So it's got 67mm with the premium instead of the 41, which the 38's got. So that's very, very that's very beneficial. So the premium with the H35 is much better than the H38. DPM is only 923, whereas the Hotchkiss has got the H35, H38 instead of the H35 has got 1,050, but it's got lower penetration, so it can dish out more shots and damage less well-armoured tanks, whereas this can actually penetrate more armoured tanks. So the reload slightly slower, rate of fire is 23 instead of 26. It's basically got the same gun, but for some reason the ammo doesn't penetrate as well. Average damage is actually the average is only 63, whereas I'm surprised by this. Whereas the H38 has actually got average damage of about 247. So very, very disappointed by this. I thought it would be a lot better, but we'll see in testing what we can do with it. Whereas the H38 got 1.35 kills per game, so anything over 0.75 I see is quite good. But this, by the average, has only got 0.32, which is less than half what I would have hoped. So, okay, the view range. It's actually down by 30. It's not that its own view range is bad, but the H38H is very, very good indeed. So this needs to have its view range buffed significantly, or you've got to put things in place to allow you to take advantage of its view range potential. Camouflage, even though it's the same tank, it's better camouflage than the H38. I suppose it's slightly with it sloping backwards rather than being flat. It actually makes a slightly smaller target, so yeah, it makes sense. Accuracy, 0.48 instead of 0.4. So the accuracy on the 38 is much better. This is just, Aim time is 2 as opposed to the 1.7, but you've got that gun which has got more penetration. Traversing, yeah, it can be a little bit more accurate, or no, not a little, additional 50% accuracy turning at full speed. So that's very, very helpful. So moving with this is more. It can actually be more beneficial. So if you're pirouetting against the H38, this will be more accurate. Elevation, it loses out by 2 degrees, but the gun depression is actually 2 degrees more. So they balance out. They've got different strengths and weaknesses. So pointing down a hill, you can maximise the armour. So this you'd want to get up high, whereas the H38 would actually do slightly better being down in a dip, or it could do. So let's have a look. Chassis traverse speed, significantly worse. So it's 24 instead of the 47 of the H38. Very surprised that it's so bad, and that sort of explains why the win rate isn't so good. So we've got to come up with a plan to make it work. Okay, win rate 43%. Yeah, you can sort of see why. Whereas the H38's got a 55% win chance. So yeah, average experience only 108 instead of the 236. So I think it's down to the view range. You need to be able to spot things. So we've got to enhance the view of this vehicle and allow you to spot for other people, and to then maximise the survivability of it to allow you to win. Average battle time 3.5 minutes instead of 4 minutes. Okay, let's have a look. Now this is where it does better. The power is up, and the power to weight ratio is actually 8.6. Not great, but in comparison to the 7.1, it's better than the H38. Chassis traverse is down by 6. They're both okay. Going forward, I'm very surprised. It's at 27 kmh instead of 37, but the power to weight ratio, you could probably get there faster. Reversing, 11 instead of the 16. So if you can get hold of the H38, I would get it, because it's a much better tank. Looking at these, oh dear, I hadn't realised until now just how much better the H38 was. Terrain resistance, it hands down the H38 is better. I shouldn't have started this review. It just shows in comparison how bad this is. We'll have to do a comparison to something else of its own tier, not something which is got rid of, and as they say, is the Minnie Mouse. Okay. On average, you'd make 3,300 credits as opposed to the 4,500. But overall, because you've got that better penetration on the gun, you will make 1,000 more, because the H38 has got to use premium because the gun is not very good. As you find with a lot of the premiums, the guns let you down. Health is the same. Everything is the same. Oh, my tank's about to switch off. Here we go. The gun is stronger. Optics is slightly weaker. Everything else is basically identical. Right, let's get back and get into some gameplay. Right, so let's before we go into gameplay, let's have a look and do a comparison between the H35 and something of a similar tier. So we'll have a look and compare it to the Panzerkampfwagen 35T. So let's get onto that in Tank Inspector. Bear with me a second. Right, we've run through the armour profile of the H35, which is quite good. Basically all around about 40 mil, giving the equivalent of up to about 50 or so, 60. Very nice armour. So let's compare it to the Panzerkampfwagen 35. Nice looking tank. Armour at the front, 25. 25. Up in the turret, 35. This area of the gun, 35. Coming down, 35. Coming to 40. These weak areas, the view slots, 12 mil. So they're a vulnerable area. The sides, 16 mil. The tracks can eat shots. And the rear is quite vulnerable. Right, so let's get into the proper comparison between these two. I run the MG with the Panzerkampfwagen 35. Penetration-wise, even though it's running the MG, swap back to the H35 so it makes it the right way around. Okay, that confused me for a second. Yeah, it's 5 degrees difference. The standard ammo, the MG's actually got more penetration than the H35. So it's 34 compared to 39. Damage, 40 as opposed to the 11 for the MG. DPM is 923 instead of 1200, 1300. Reload time, much faster. Rate of fire is down, not so many shots. Shell velocity is actually slower, but it's a bigger shot. Caliber 0.37 as opposed to 0.2. So yeah, scouting view range is 20 less. So we lose that. You've got to do something about the view range of the Hodgkins. The guys are buttoned up in there. They need additional items to help them. Signal range is down, but it's got better camo rating. Assisting for spotting, it actually does better, so it does a couple of extra points of spotting. So they're both okay for spotting. Accuracy, it's that difference, 0.45 against 0.48. So it's a little bit worse, about 8% worse. Aim time, it's 1.6 from the German and 2 seconds with this. So the aim time could do a bit of buffing. The reticule, while traversing, it's a bit worse. It's an extra 50% bad, so it'll take longer to aim. It's not a very accurate gun. Gun elevation, the Germans got quite a lot more, 20 degrees opposed to the 13. Gun depression, identical. Gun traverse, identical. Turret traverse, 2 degrees in. There's not a lot in it. Chassis traverse, 10 degrees in it, or 9 degrees in it. So it's slower turning the chassis. The German's faster, but it's got less armour. So you're balancing the armour against the mobility and being able to manoeuvre. And this is where France had pegged itself. of having more heavily armoured tanks, and they hadn't seen the German Blitzkrieg. So it's the Blitzkrieg tactics of the Panzerkampfwagen 35 and other tanks like the Panzer 1s and 2s that just ran rings around the French, and this shows you what it can do. But you need to use the armour to best effect. Now the win rate, you would expect it to be the other way around, but it's actually got a higher win rate, 43.1 as opposed to 42.5. So it's actually got a higher win rate in comparison to the Panzerkampfwagen, which you wouldn't expect, which is good, very, very good. So average experience 100.8, yep, just up. WN7 312 as opposed to the German. So you're seeing a pattern. It's about 100 150 better than the Germans. This is a better tank overall, and everyone said that the French tanks were better than the German tanks at the time, but the tactics used by the Wehrmacht just showed out and allowed France to be overrun completely. So power is down, quite significantly down. Specific power, the extra weight, so it's only 8.6, it's 12 less. So it's, so the Panzerkampfwagen can run rings around it, as the tactics showed. Forward 27, it's okay, but the Germans got additional 8 at 35. Reversing, it's 11 instead of 15. Terrain resistance is bad, the Germans got it there. Average mileage is down, it can't travel as well. And it's less... okay, shell prices are more expensive. You're going to actually earn more with this. You'll probably stay alive longer. We'll have a look at that in a minute. And yeah, so you will make almost 3,000 credits, whereas the almost 3.5, whereas the German only make just under 3,000. But because of having to use premium, probably you will actually be 800 worse off driving this than the German. So you know, it's swings and roundabouts. Health, you've actually got less, 20 less. Module health, everything's the same apart from the engine, which is quite a bit weaker. So yeah, 25 less. Sorry, no, it's only 25 instead of, whereas the German is 80. So the German engine is a lot better than the French. But everything else, the gun is better on the French. But the armour, every aspect of the armour is far better on the German. So let's sort of recap. Let's get back to the base. Close this down. Come on, what's happening? Give me a sec. Right, so here we have it. The Hotchkiss H35. Nice looking tank, good camo. And I've got a crew which I haven't actually put skills on yet. So let's see what they've got. I want to get a good view range on it. So situational awareness actually gives you a slightly more a better view range than the standard that you would have of recon, which is only 2%. The situational awareness gives you 3. So I'm giving the commander that 3% as his first skill. For the driver, mobility is an issue. So I want to actually give him the increase. So we've got the mobility and accuracy are issues. So you can either go for smooth ride or off-road driving. I'm going to go for off-road driving to help you over the issues that you had with getting bogged down. The terrain resistance isn't so good. So going for mobility, going for improved vents and binoculars. So improved vents to help with everything. The binoculars to increase your view range. So to give you above those skills, which is giving you 306 meters. The binoculars will actually up it to 383. And the gun not being so accurate, I've given enhanced gun lane drive. So gone for fire extinguisher, large repair kit, and first aid kit. AP going for 41, 40, and 19. That seems too many. I haven't played this for a long time. Let's give them 10. And slightly more. So 42, 48, 10 is what I'm going to set up with this. Let's have a look at the win rate. I've actually got a 60% win rate. So I wouldn't normally play this. So as I've now got to the 60, getting everything purple. So yeah, but I will sort out a review for you. Gameplay for you to show you how to play this. So let's get on with that. Right, let's get into a game. Let's go aggressive. Get in their faces, make them make mistakes, and try and win that way. Mitten guard. Lots of tier 3s. See what we can do. Got quite good armour. Let's go to premium. We want the wins. Let's head over, protect the arty first.
And we're kicking right off with the bag. Never underestimate the power of human stupidity. Okay, free damage is free damage. They just won't stop dying.
Let's get that tea.
Never underestimate the power of human stupidity. Nah. Never underestimate the power of human stupidity. That was a good shot. Yeah. I'm surprised that didn't penetrate. I'm not feeling very confident about this fight. I have you now, Yankee dog.
Yeah, he's running away.
Underestimate the power of human stupidity. Okay, free damage is free damage. I want to get lots of XP. I want to get to credits. Surprise butt sex time.
Hopefully we've made a bit of difference.
Never underestimate the power of human stupidity. Never underestimate the power of human stupidity. Surprise, bitches, it's me! Am I sorry? No, not even slightly. I have you now, Yankee dog. That was incredibly lucky. That felt so good.
Yeah,
I mean, just
that's what we want.
Justice.
Not bad against a...
Never underestimate the power of human stupidity. Good. Never underestimate the power of human stupidity. Some might call it overkill. Some might call it picking his chance with Ken, big boys, doing more damage. That was a shot. I want to get lots of XP. I want to get lots of executed.
Oh, I couldn't get the 6th kill. Be aggressive. Let's see what the scores are. So, best way with this is be aggressive, get an... Oh, I did get 6th kill. Oh, cool. Oh no, just mastery. Only mastery. Okay. For a second I got confused. 600, 700 damage, 5 kills, 700 base XP. 29, 23. Yeah, nice. I was using premium. I just wanted to make sure that I got the points. That's nice. 1177 times 2, almost 2,500 XP. So yeah, that's what you've got to get in their face. Keep pushing. Try and use the armor. Get close to minimise the problem with the gun's accuracy. So yeah, that's how you play it. Just push, and then from the tech tree researching 700 XP. So yeah, you'd research the gun anyway. So 150, 75, 610. So a couple of games to get these. 85, the tracks, and then to 2,500. So one game, if you'd already researched it, you would probably be able to do it. Once you've researched the rest, just one good game like that, and you'll be up to the AMX-38, which we'll have a look at next. So that's it. Use this aggressively, get in their face, get that mastery, keep pushing, keep shooting, and if you need to, get to the premium and just work it that way. I wish I could have got a Top Gun, but 5 is okay. So let's get on with the next review.